The true name of Satan, the Kabbalists say, is Yahweh, God reversed. If we take the name of Yahweh, in Hebrew, this is the word or the symbol of Yahweh in Hebrew. If we then reverse or rearrange the writing, remember it's also an occult way of hiding secret knowledge. You either flip it upside down or you rearrange it. Remember the word Satan for Santa Claus? If you rearrange it in occult fashion, it says Satan. So if you take the name Yahweh and you rearrange it horizontally, in reverse writing, you will get this symbol. And then if you turn it upside down, if you invert it upside down, you get this symbol. And then if you just squeeze it together a little bit, press together, you get this Arabic symbol, which stands for none other than Allah in Arabic. So from the name of Yahweh in Judaism or in Hebrew, reverse it, turn it upside down, press it a little closer together, and it spells Allah. So here, once again, Allah is not the God of the Hebrew Bible. For those Christians who think it is, who are putting out content about, oh, Allah is actually God. Allah is not the Hebrew God. Allah is an occult, upside down portrayal of the true God, Yahweh of the Bible. The True Desert Storm, page 46. The Encyclopedia of Religion mentions that Allah is a pre-Islamic name corresponding to the Babylonian Bel. So here we can trace roots of Islam back to the ancient Babylonian mystery religion. Robert A. Murray goes on to say, Allah, he was the moon god who married the sun god. Allah, the God of Islam, he was the moon god. Very, very interesting. Who married the sun goddess. Wow, now we're going to get into some fascinating stuff. Together they produced three goddesses who were called the daughters of Allah. These three goddesses were called Al-Lat or Al-Azza and Manat. So now we begin to see how the Islamic religion has its roots in the ancient Babylonian mystery religions and even back to ancient Egypt. The sun in the crescent moon. That is why we have the symbol of Islam, or the most famous symbol that represents the Islam religion of the crescent moon, the sun in a cup shaped, or what they call the crescent moon. Remember we showed you in the previous video a picture in a Catholic cathedral. Jesus sitting at the Last Supper, and what do we see above Jesus' head? The all-seeing eye from ancient Egypt, with the sun rays coming down upon Jesus, directly upon Jesus, and behind him is the moon. So here we see the sun god and the moon god giving its energy to Jesus. From the book Morals and Dogma, page 451. Remember in the previous video, Morals and Dogma, the book that is only given to a 33-degree Shriner Freemason. The crescent and disk combined always represent the conjunctive sun and moon. Here we see two pictures from ancient Egypt. Here is the sun god holding up the crescent moon, and what do you see inside the crescent moon? The symbol of the sun, or the sun god. And on the right here we see at the bottom, here is the all-seeing eye, and above this is the crescent moon, and inside the crescent moon once again the sun. And what do we have inside the sun? We have the gods from ancient Egypt, Isis, Horus, and Set. So we see in the five major world religions, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Judaism, how this whole concoction of all these signs and symbols and religious practices and traditions and ceremonies, it all comes from the same thing. Here we see a picture of Mecca in Saudi Arabia, the place that's said to have been where Muhammad the Prophet was born. The Muslims flock towards this destination in multitudes. And just a very interesting thing to note here, doesn't this look like the mass that takes place in Vatican City or in Rome during the time of Christmas? So here we see a very similar picture to that of what takes place in Vatican. If you happen to be a practicing Muslim watching this video, I appeal to you to watch the entirety of this video. We are here to help you. We are not here to condemn you. There's no condemnation. And we want to help steer you away from that path of deception onto the path of light, which is found in this book. Let's find out a little bit about Muhammad the Prophet. Anycities.com. Muhammad married Khadija, who was a Roman Catholic, when he was 25 and she was 40. Her cousin Waraqua, I hope I pronounced that right, was also a Roman Catholic Meccan. Now here we see how Papal Rome, once again, having its finger in the pie, in this case of the Islamic religion, Muhammad marrying into a Roman Catholic family. He marched on Mecca in 630 AD, 2 years before he died and 4 years before Omar became Caliph. The Quran was compiled in 650 AD.